I'm back with another mega monthly preview video for you all. We're talking the hottest physical media titles coming out for the entire month of December. I'm going to go through all the Blu-ray Tuesdays in the month, letting you know what titles are coming out. Now, these can be found on Amazon.com, these prices, and of course, some of the steelbooks will be off of Best Buy. But before we get into this amazing preview list, go ahead and jolly smash that subscribe and like button. That way you stay entertained and up to date on all the latest physical media topics, and leave in the comments below what titles are you most looking forward to in the month of December. So first Blu-ray Tuesday of the month is December 5th, and we finally get Titanic to 4K from James Cameron at $29.99. I absolutely love this movie. It's one of the best romance action blockbuster disaster films of all time. So I can't wait to check this one out in ultra high definition finally. And this one at the $29.99 price isn't too bad. But if you want to get the super duper collector's edition for $134.99, you get some poster, fan art gallery stuff. I think a ton of special features in there as well. But that's way too hefty of a price. If I do get one, it's going to definitely be the standard edition. Next up, we got Point Break from 1991, collector's edition at $29.99 from Shout Select Studios. Not too bad of a price there. You get Keanu Reeves in this one, and I believe Patrick Swayze, or you can even get the Steelbook for $33.99 from Best Buy. We don't know how many more steelbooks they're going to be releasing, so that might be a cool one to get. But this looks to be a surfing slash heist movie, which can look to be a lot of fun, so I'm excited to check that one out. Next up, we got Indiana Jones and the Dial of Destiny on 4K for $31.49, or you can go to Best Buy, get that steelbook for $41.99. That steelbook is way overpriced. I'm not going to even think about that one. But yeah, I'm not going to get that standard one either. I wasn't impressed with the movie in theaters. I just don't like what they did with the Indiana Jones character. So yeah, not super excited to pick that one up anytime soon, but maybe in the future if it gets discounted just to complete the franchise in my collection. Next up, we got Silver Bullet on 4K from Scream Factory. We got this for $30. I heard great things about this kind of spooky season movie, so maybe I'll pick this one up in a future Shocktober type of sale because I don't have the Blu-ray, so I'm definitely willing to pick up the 4K later on. Next up, we got Young Guns on 4K for $22.99. That's definitely a reasonable day one price. I love to see that, but this looks to be a Western, and I've heard really good things about this one, even though Western isn't my go-to genre. Maybe in the future if it gets super discounted. Next up, we got Stand By Me, limited edition 4K steelbook, $29.99. Very interested in this movie. I've heard wonderful things about it. Supposedly it's a coming of age story, which I'm a sucker for, so I need to check this one out. I've never actually seen this one. Next up, we got The Color Purple from 1985 on 4K. We got it at $23.79. Once again, a pretty reasonable price for a day one pickup, but I've never seen The Color Purple, but I believe it's directed by Steven Spielberg, if I'm not mistaken, and he's my favorite director, so I really need to check that one out soon. Next up, we got Office Christmas Party. Finally going to 4K, $24.96. Not a bad day one pickup price either, and this movie is absolutely hilarious. I laughed hysterically watching this one for the first time, so I can super recommend that one, but I have the Blu-ray, so I'm kind of content with that. Next up, we got The Kill Room on 4K. I believe this is a boutique label release of sorts as well, but I don't know anything about this movie except the talent looks to be awesome in here. I mean, you got Samuel L. Jackson, the price is $26.99, but still not super interested in that one. I gotta hear more details about that title. Next Blu-ray Tuesday up, we got December 12th, and we got Face Off on 4K, I believe coming out from Kino Lorber at $28.70, and this is just a fun, wacky action movie with Nicolas Cage and John Travolta switching faces. What else do you need to say? Next up, we got Mandalorian Season 1 and Season 2, both at $46.99 with some awesome 4K Steelbook editions. Now, I wanted to get a discount on these through the Disney Movie Club, but they sold out super fast, and I'm not going to pay a ridiculously high price, so maybe when they get discounted, maybe to the $30 or so range, I'll consider them, because they were actually some pretty good streaming shows for Disney Plus Star Wars. What can I say? Next up, we got Clue 1985 Collector's Edition from Shout Select. This one's $29.99. which is standard like Scream Factory day one price. But I'm really interested in checking out this movie. I love mysteries. I love the board game. I heard this movie has different endings. You got good acting talent like Tim Curry. So very curious to check this one out. Maybe a Shocktober sale. Next up, we got Guillermo del Toro's Pinocchio from the Criterion Collection, $34.99. And this artwork looks gorgeous. But I love this stop motion animation movie when I streamed it. It was just so dark and just kind of creepy and very atmospheric, but a really compelling story of great characters. Really want to get that one in the collection, but we'll have to wait for another Criterion sale. Next up, we got The Warriors come out to play on 4K for $42.99. I believe it's coming out from Arrow. That is a ridiculous price. We'll have to wait for an Arrow discount in the future, but I've never seen the movie and I've heard wonderful things. Next up, we got the Ring Collection on 4K, I believe from Scream Factory. $65.99, and I'm excited that Scream Factory is doing some more box sets of these franchises. I've never seen any of the sequels to The Ring, but the first one gave me nightmares, and I'm happy to relive those, especially with this great looking artwork, but we gotta wait for a sale, of course. Next up, got The Wailing on 4K, $16.99. Alright, this is a foreign language film, but very horrific and scary and intense, so I want to check that out, and that's a good day one price. I'm very tempted by that one. Next up, we got Weird the Al Yankovic Story on 4K, $27.99. Very excited about this one because it was originally on Roku streaming. Now we're getting a physical release. So I do want to see this one because I am a big Weird Al fan. And to see Daniel Radcliffe, Harry Potter, play Weird Al, that just sounds super entertaining. So I'm kind of excited for that one. Next up, we got Teenage Mutant Ninja Turtles Mutant Mayhem on 4K, $32.99. Or this Steelbook from Best Buy, $38.99. And I will add this one into the collection at some point because I loved seeing this movie in theaters. It was so entertaining, great voice cast, just really cool animation style. So I definitely want to pick that one up in the future. And then next up, we got The Creator on 4K, listed at a price of $39.99 right now, but I think that's going to get discounted on Amazon sooner rather than later. It was just a decent movie in theaters when I watched it, though. There were some cool sci-fi action elements, but the ending kind of fell flat for me, so don't need it in the collection. But there we go. So the next Blu-ray Tuesday is December 19th, and we got JFK Collector's Edition 4K, I believe from Shout Select, at $43.99. That price is outrageous, so definitely not going to pick up that one. Just don't need it in my collection. Next up, we got the Dead Zone Collector's Edition 4K from Scream Factory, $29.99, and the artwork does look very intriguing in this one. It is a Stephen King story, I believe, so I do want to pick it up in the future, maybe once we get to another Shocktober discount. Next up, we got Underworld, not the one you're thinking of. This is also known as Transmutations. It's a Kino Cult number 5 title at $39.99. Wow, what a hefty price. And this movie is probably garbage because it's Kino Cult line. It gives me Vinegar Syndrome vibes, and I'm just not about that life. Next up, we got Shaw Brothers Classics Volume 4, $134.99. Woo, that's a hefty price, but you're getting a ton of martial arts movies in there, but I haven't collected any of the other volumes, so just not the genre for me. Next up, we got The Exorcist Believer on 4K, $29.96. I thought this movie started off well enough in theaters. The first half is actually okay, creepy, atmospheric, but the second half just loses me, and the ending is just blah. So definitely don't need that one in the collection. Next up, we got Pet Sematary Bloodlines, which is listed to come out this Blu-ray Tuesday, but doesn't have a listed price yet on Amazon. But I heard this was a streaming movie that wasn't that great. But hey, if you want to see it on physical now, you're going to get that opportunity. And the last major release date of the month is going to be December 26th, but there's not many titles coming out here on this day because it's right after Christmas. That's to be expected, a little bit barren here, but one notable title, you do got The Man in the Iron Mask from 1998 Collector's Edition from Shout Select at $29.99. This is the one with Leonardo DiCaprio. I remember seeing this one when I was younger, but wasn't super entertained by it, so I probably won't pick it up in the collection. But there we go. Those were all the major release dates for physical media in the month of December. Let me know in the comments below which titles are you most interested in. If you do decide to go through and get any of these titles and pre-order any of them, go through those Amazon affiliate links in the description below, as that will give some credit to my channel and I greatly appreciate it. And if this physical media topic made you jolly, get the gift that keeps on giving and click another video right now. And thank you so much, my Mega Membership supporters.